Welcome to Coast to Coast Gaming Central Podcast. It's been a while, or a long while, but we're back and we're better than ever. I really don't remember what episode number this is, but I know that it's an episode, and that's the important part. So, with that being said, I'm here.
We're here for you, our loyal viewers. And
our loyal viewers that have been going on our website or on YouTube and viewing our various videos and articles that have been posted specifically from usually Monty, maybe a few from PJ, but and I'm probably forgetting some, but that's not the point. Anyway, introductions. I'm your host, MKGUY or Jaron Dorsey, depending on how you want to call me. With me, returning your boy, a Boss Dre guy. Boost Dusk, how's it been going?
A both Dre guy, but alright, yeah, I'm good.
And then returning as well with the Nathan Drake avatar, Corgon117K Lyric. How's it been? It's been since October 2nd now that I see this.
Yep, that's right. I'm back. I'm ready for that Uncharted. I'm playing that Last of Butts, that Bayonetta, that Destiny. Man, I can't wait for that Uncharted.
Yes, Corgan is playing a Platinum Games game. I know.
Believe it or not.
With us, Mr. Whole Scope himself, Malik Morris, Whole Scope, whatever you want to call him. What is up,
one
man?
and only Ho. Let's go.
He is the one and only Ho. And then, of course, we have Gotta Money, Mr. Money, Mo Money, he got money, still got money, been 2 months money, where you been money, but he got money, Mr. Money.
Hello.
And the camera guy still has a job, he's still on payroll somehow. How you doing, Dusty?
Hold on. Can I get an intro like that? This nigga had the like he coming out for a pay-per-view fight intro, and I had like the intro like I'm coming to like
I got you. I got you. The quick scope, the real scope, the whole scope, the night vision, the red dot. He comes through like a thought. Whole scope. And then of course we got the camera guy, a Boss Dre guy, or Dusk It Up. What's your name, camera guy? The camera guy.
Camera guy.
Give
it up.
They call him Boss. He might be Dre, not Soldier Boy. I think he's gay.
He must be very happy, like Pharrell. Moving on.
It's been a while.
It has been a long while, but we're here, and we chose this week to come back because, there's been a lot of shit that's happened this past weekend or so. So, with that being said, Corgan, how much time do you think you're gonna have? Think you're gonna last the whole show or about half of it?
I'll last. No, I'm not going anywhere. I just didn't want to be rude and be up here, but hey. I'm doing it for the fans.
For the fans. Yeah. See, you heard it here first. Corgan doesn't care about Santa Claus.
In the middle of it, so if you ask me something and I don't respond, that's why. That's all.
That is completely understandable. Well, in that case, since you plan on being here for the whole show, we'll start in order. So, in that case, last Friday was the Video Game Awards 2014. And I must say, they were leaps and bounds better than probably any other video game awards ceremony we've ever witnessed. Now,
God, yeah.
It was not on Spike TV, which it wasn't last year either, but there was no game trailers backing this year either. So it was strictly just an event that Jeff Keighley put together, and he had all the major gaming companies that you could really think of back the event. And boy, it was almost like watching like a big old video game ceremony.
It was really nice the way they did it. Even the music was even really well done. It actually had a nice kind of celebratory video game feel to it. It was really good.
Oh yeah, Money's favorite artist was there.
That dude that played with the lights that guy was incredible.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Money.
Oh, that dude.
Oh,
Gucci man.
Yeah, I was talking about the dude with the lights, man. He played the Mario. He played the
pretty sweet.
He played the Mario, the Sonic. What else he played?
Not to interrupt.
Tetris. He played Tetris.
I'm getting that type with next-gen host scope. And technical difficulties. I'm gonna try and leave and jump back in.
Still. Hey, whole scope.
There's always something that goes wrong.
Yeah. There's always something that goes wrong.
Money run. Dang, money run, money.
Money run. So in any event, yes, the Video Game Awards were pretty good. Whole Scopes, you did not get to watch the Video Game Awards, correct?
That is correct, sir.
Me
neither.
I have returned.
Yo, how you forget about me? I didn't even get to go.
I didn't get to you yet. Calm down. But I know you didn't get to watch the Video Game Awards either. Money, I know that you did. You watched it with us. What were your thoughts on the Video Game Awards? Were you happy with the? You thought it was pretty horrible.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
It was the
I think just about anyone who's watched the previous years can agree that this show.
I will speak that the ones from the previous years were never that great, and I will always tend to change the channel in the middle.
Yep. Oh, they were terrible. No, the last year's was the worst of the worst.
I agree.
No, shout out to the one where they brought 50 Cent out that one time. That kind of got it. This dude said that.
Oh man!
Shout out
all the boys. So for the people that did watch the Video Game Awards, really quickly here, Money and Corgan, what would be your favorite part about the show?
Are you kidding me? Metal Gear Online.
Yeah, Metal Gear Online is definitely up there.
Metal Gear Online.
Let's see. I don't know, actually. That's kind of tough. I liked a lot of it. I
like Bloodborne, Metal Gear.
I really liked, like I was talking about, that dude who played the video game music on the lights. And I know, usually I hate the musical performances for these things, but this one, that guy was pretty entertaining. I like that one. Let's see. Probably just seeing Far Cry get its well-deserved best shooter of the year.
I would say my favorite part was there wasn't really a bad trailer throughout the night. A game that I had no idea about that I do all of a sudden want to look some more into was a Drift. I think that game.
Yeah, that game looked really good.
Looked really phenomenal for it to be an indie studio, but then again, I shouldn't really be surprised by these things anymore. No Man's Sky looked good, of course, and then the song that they played from the soundtrack on stage was great. And then of course, just the way how Nintendo ended the show for me might be one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. But either way, fantastic show. And just remember, Corgan, my game is doing just fine, and it's going to come out before your game does.
Shots fired.
I'm getting shot.
Yeah. I think Corgan got beasted like he said he was going to. That was a reference to the Zelda coming out next year, and Star Fox is coming out before Zelda next year. And the other Zelda's coming out on 3DS before both of those games next year. But either way, yes. Lots and lots of Reggie on the Video Game Awards. Which moves us along to Saturday. We don't have to talk about that Dragon Ball Z live stream from Thursday, according to Money.
Why? No, I wouldn't ignore it. They did have some okay stuff that they went over. In fact, as far as like,
Holscope says he wouldn't ignore it. Money says you could live without it.
Now, they didn't reveal things such as like the max amount of transformations per characters or whatever, but they did say that there will be at least one, and they
But I
previewed the
have
Super
one
Saiyan.
question.
And go ahead.
Did they
What is your
reveal
question,
that Majin Buu?
They did not reveal the Majin Buu transformation because I believe they still want to leave some stuff. They still want to leave us in the dark about some things, from what I know. So.
Rumor has it that game they said that there was going to be a demo for it, but they've sort of changed their tune a little bit about it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Because I think they need to drop a demo to bring people's faith back into Dragon Ball Z games, because after the PS3 gen, ever since Burst Limit, yeah, that's all I need to say. Yeah, I know, but like, you know, like an actual demo or beta that everyone can get a piece in, rather than just first people that like our Facebook post get a code.
And also, just in case the viewers are wondering, the beta was only available for PS3.
Exactly, and I guarantee a pretty big audience for that game plans on picking it up on the PlayStation 4.
Yes.
That's true.
Or Xbox One or PC. So I think they need to sort of cater to us more, but hey, I understand. Anywho, now we got that out the way. Come Saturday morning now, so VGX was a fantastic night. It was like a 3-hour-long video game award show with like 5 awards and just a bunch of games. Fantastic. Saturday morning rolls around. Sony has a keynote scheduled for 1 hour. Keep in mind, it was scheduled for an hour. It went like 2.5.
I'll give you a hint, folks. The reason I changed my avatar is because of the opening of the keynote.
Yes, the opening of the keynote was none other than 15 minutes of live gameplay of Uncharted 4. And everyone's pants were wet, and mine are still in the dryer. I don't know about Corgan, but
I had to take them to this cleaners down the street. My washer got broke.
Oh, okay.
From all the juices.
Okay, got it. Well, yeah, game looked great. Which, by the way, it's crazy to me because reports online apparently Naughty Dog's saying that's pre-alpha.
Yep.
So
they usually don't polish up their game's visuals completely until like the very tail end of production.
Yeah, so one can only imagine come next, I don't know, October, November, whatever it is, when we pop it in our disc tray, just the absolute, or even what that game will be looking like come like E3, probably be ridiculous. With that being said, I was
really surprised to see that big of a demo already. I was just expecting like a trailer, and that was it. But yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, same here.
A playable demo up and ready to go.
Now, I had one quick question for Holscope. Holscope, did you, if I recall, you're the one that said you did not play Uncharted before, right?
Yes. Well, I played it online, but I've never actually dove into the story.
It's okay, folks. You can shun him. He's that guy.
Man, all I can say is, if you still got a PS3, you may want to hit it up. If you don't, you may want to hit up that PlayStation Now if it's in there. I don't even know if it is, but if it is, you may need to hit that up.
Yeah,
because that is the definition of missing out.
Wait for that Uncharted trilogy.
Or you can wait for that Uncharted trilogy that is not confirmed, but it's almost one of those why wouldn't they do it type things. Anyway.
Yep.
So, with that being said, Boost, have you seen the gameplay yet?
Nope.
All right.
Been preoccupied with other things. So,
I have seen the gameplay though, and I am very impressed with it.
There you go. See, Holscopes isn't that. You can't shun him that much. Shun Boost. I'm just playing.
That's true.
But, alright.
Preoccupied with other stuff, man.
Man, you on Destiny right now. You could have spent plenty of time watching that Uncharted. Anyway. So for everyone that I know I consider myself an Uncharted hoe. I know Corgan's definitely an Uncharted hoe. I would consider Money an Uncharted hoe, and Boost has pretty much had every Uncharted game that I can think of too, but he hasn't seen the gameplay. But so for those that have seen the gameplay, what do you?
I'm about to watch it right now.
So for those that have seen the gameplay, I would say How hyped are you? If you're not hyped, what do you see wrong with it? If you don't see anything wrong with it, what are you most excited for? Just unleash your Uncharted on me.
Well, all right then. If you say so.
Pause.
I mean, the stealth, the AI, the climbing, the visuals, just everything about it just blew me away. And yeah, I even saw a lot of the different gameplay mechanics they had from The Last of Us. I mean, make their transition into it, such as when he threw a grenade at that one dude, and that guy was like, "Oh God!" and he ran away. And while he was running away from the nade, Nate decided to jump onto the cliff that dude was hanging out on. But he didn't climb up on it. He kind of shimmied around the side, and the dude still thought Drake was, on the other side. So he's like, "Hey," so he's aiming his gun over at that dude, and Drake just climbs up the side and pushes him off. And then when he grabs and takes his hook and swings right on top of that dude, and knocks him out, and takes his gun, and then when he slides down the slope and while shooting and jumps and takes that dude out. I mean, it's just, oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah, game is
waiting for that beta.
Waiting on that beta. Money, you saw the gameplay. What were your initial impressions of the Uncharted 4? Or what are your impressions now after it's soaked in after a few days?
I'm pretty sure Lyric has tackled every little bit that either one of us could have tackled.
Oh, and Troy Baker's back. How about that?
Here's my thing. At the end of the trailer, it's revealed that Nathan Drake has a brother. Now that's pretty different.
And that's who Troy Baker plays as.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah.
So the story will take a little. I'm curious to see where they're gonna take the story in this game. I'm waiting to see Sully and my girl Chloe, but yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Myself, I mean, I know what to expect with a Naughty Dog single-player experience. I know what to expect with an Uncharted single-player experience. I know it'll be epic, all that good stuff. Uncharted 2 is still the best, but I like the level design of this game so far. Actually, sort of the location he was in a way, it reminded me of Uncharted 1 or Uncharted Golden Abyss, kind of, just the overall environment he was in. But
it also had a lot of the it was linear, but it had a lot of different branching paths you could take, it looked like, too, in order to get through the section. In the very beginning, you saw the cave, but if you looked to the side, there was a cliff you could have climbed up, so he could have completely gone somewhere besides the cave too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it looks like they're giving him the option to not be so linear anymore, which is cool.
Last of Us style. Okay.
Almost feels a lot almost as if how Tomb Raider borrowed a lot from Uncharted to come back to being Tomb Raider. It's almost as if Uncharted's borrowed a couple elements from the new Tomb Raider game to,
Oh yeah, when I saw him
first,
use that spike to climb up the scaly wall, I instantly had flashbacks of Tomb Raider.
So it's just kind of funny how those two games are playing off each other.
So yeah, they give and take from each other, which is not a bad thing by any means.
Not a bad thing as long as both games are good.
Now all Tomb Raider
and besides, Uncharted won't have Father Matthias.
It doesn't need Father Matthias.
Yes, it does. Just imagine. Just imagine the interactions with Father Matthias and Nathan Drake. It would be the greatest thing of all time.
That would be nasty. No, they got Gabriel Roman. I still remember on Uncharted 2, whenever a grenade by his feet, he goes, "I'll be a monkey's uncle."
Well, it looks like we're having technical difficulties at the moment. We've lost the host of the podcast.
He's back.
And alright, he's back. Alright, so I'll just leave again. Bye bye.
Oh.
Yeah, I had that real beast NAT type with whole scope, but I'm back. But yeah, Uncharted 4.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it does look really good. Moving on.
If you haven't looked it up, go ahead and look up that gameplay.
Yep, like Boosted.
Yeah.
I would say the next biggest thing from that press conference, and for some this may be the biggest thing from that press conference besides the Uncharted gameplay, is the exclusive deal that Street Fighter V will only be on PlayStation 4 on consoles. Now, this is a really
first game I ever played as a kid.
Yeah, this is a really big deal. They also showed the first gameplay trailer for it, and the game looks incredible. What one would expect.
As it should.
As it should, yes. In case you're wondering, no, the game will not come to any other console, as Sony is helping fund and develop this game. Similar to what Nintendo did for Bayonetta 2. So, therefore, it's a legit third-party exclusive. Also, what that means is that if... No, I was just going to finish up and say, also, that means the day that they do like a Super Street Fighter V, that would also be exclusive to PlayStation. Or vice versa, or, you know, however many expansions they do, all of them will only be on PlayStation. The only other system it might come to if they decide to do a Vita port someday.
Yep, and I don't see them really doing that, honestly.
Well, that and PC. It's going to be on PC as well. And then also, you can actually play against console and PC players can play each other on Street Fighter Online, which is pretty cool.
That is.
And then also Corgan, I know you want to say something, but real quick, to bridge the gap between now and the wait for Street Fighter V, they're releasing Ultra Super Street Fighter 4 on PS4 next summer. Okay, now I got that out of the way. And I will be getting it too, as well as a few other fighters next year.
Oh yeah, we're about to get it in.
But I mean, this whole deal though kind of makes you
Did you
think
say
about
dildo or deal?
Oh, deal.
I said deal.
You got a dirty mind.
I was just clearing it up for the viewers. That's all.
This guy NextGen. I tell you, folks, this guy, you never know what's going through his head.
Dirty boy, dirty boy.
But anyway, first, another thing it made me think about was just like what could possibly happen with some of Capcom's other, you know, franchises. I wonder if they'll try to do this sort of thing with the rest of their franchises, because I mean, as everyone knows, they've been in some rough financial situations as of late. So I'm wondering if they're now just going to kind of go to Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo and just be like, hey, who wants to help fund our game?
Well, it's weird when you think about it. Nintendo got Monster Hunter. And it's like, okay, well, then what's next?
You got Devil May Cry and Resident Evil left, pretty much. And Mega Man, if they'd ever decide to.
And Resident Evil, now that Resident Evil Revelations 2 is an cheap episodic game, so that's going to be everywhere. And then Devil May Cry. Now there's Capcom's rumored to make an announcement soon. It may not be Devil May Cry, but they're rumoring that they're going to be announcing a game soon. I don't know. However, I would assume if the trend continued, I would assume that PlayStation would try their hardest to get that Devil May Cry back.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, when you think let's just say Capcom's open for business, okay? Let's just say that. Microsoft has Dead Rising because, well, hey, Dead Rising came out on the 360 at launch. Like that's hey. But when you think about like a lot of the other Capcom franchises, you think of Sony. A lot of them are Sony now, and then you also think of the feel that Nintendo had. So it's like,
yep. That's right. Nintendo did have the original version of Resident Evil 4.
That they did. They had that. They had all the Mega Man games. I mean,
Mega Man games, yeah. They had Mega Man and Smash Brothers.
Yeah. That would be. I think that would be one of the bigger announcements for Capcom fans is if they just see, you know what, you want a full-fledged, high-definition Mega Man game. Here you go. Finally.
Give it to them.
It hasn't been done yet. and if that game will sell anywhere, it would be there. But on the other hand, I mean, gosh, well, shoot, Nintendo could probably even get like Beautiful Joe back if they wanted to. But on PlayStation, I mean, there's Devil May Cry. They could tap into Onimusha. You know, there's a lot of different things they could get from Capcom. Me, I mean, I love Devil May Cry, but if they even hinted at Onimusha, I'd be fucking nuts. But
bonkers.
Yeah, but you know, Capcom, who knows where this is heading? Hell, for all we know, someone's gonna just announce Ashura's Wrath too, and then we'll all just be here bitching. Or they'll give money Dark Void too. That's really what we want. That is really. That is Money's favorite game of all time.
Stop.
Dark Void 2. But man, what if somebody like picked that up and was like, "Yo, we're rebooting Dark Void," and they were like happy about it?
That game should have won Game of the Year.
It really should have.
Stop. Dark Void. I did not have the pleasure of playing Dark Void when it came out, but hey.
You're blessed. One of the blessed.
So,
hey, at least they tried something new.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna watch this trailer.
You do that, Boost.
I don't think you're talking about Uncharted. That's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so Boost might
right.
be gone for a little while.
So yeah, the whole Capcom deal with Sony at the experience was pretty awesome. Now, moving on to another great Japanese company, Square Enix. Now, Square may have had the greatest show this whole weekend. They came through and they got on stage and they basically said, "Hey, like, we know that you guys."
Fantasy 7?
Yep, they're like, and they put it up on the screen, Final Fantasy 7. The people start going crazy. They start playing this trailer, and the trailer is showing PS1 gameplay of Final Fantasy 7, but like there's all these words on there, like a timeless classic, revisited, and blah blah blah, all this stuff.
And in the background, it all looked like high-res, pretty, like particle effects in the background, so people were like extra expecting it to turn out to be that fancy reboot or remake that every single Final Fantasy VII fanboy and their mom has been clamoring for.
And at the end of the trailer, you'll find out that it's really just the PS1 Final Fantasy VII with some trophies that you could buy on your PS4.
Yep. Correction, it's that PC version.
Oh, okay.
It looks just like the PS1 version, pretty much.
Yeah, a couple smooth out textures.
Yep, which you really couldn't smooth out much more anyway because the game's just that old and blocky. But hey,
that's like the equivalent of playing a PS1 game on your PS3, going into the settings and saying smoothing on.
Yep. There you go. That's all you get. Man, I can just imagine how some of them Final Fantasy VII fanboys felt. They probably
like me, I love Final Fantasy, so
and they probably all thought it was finally time for that remake, and alas, it is not so. But oh well. Yeah, I definitely give Square Enix the troll of the night.
Yeah, maybe of the year. That was fantastic.
Maybe of the year. It might be of the year.
So yeah, I mean, that is the news though. Final Fantasy VII will be coming to PlayStation 4 next year with some trophies. So me, I love the game. Will I pick it up? Sure. But, you know, oh, and by the way, if you still had a copy of the game on disc and you planned on never trying to sell it, I mean, your days of selling that game for a good price is pretty much over now.
You might as well just keep it as a cool collectible.
So with that being said, moving on. So, also the PlayStation experience, we got to see some updated gameplay of some first-party PlayStation games that we know are coming out next year. Well, Uncharted we know is coming out next year as well. I guess that's the other news. They finally confirmed 2015, but even though we all like expected that, but
well, they've been saying it was 2015.
Yeah, I know, but I guess it was just like the
I guess it's just people are happy to know that it's confirmed again.
So we got to see footage of Bloodborne, Until Dawn, The Order 1886, lots of goody stuff in there. We'll start with Bloodborne. Money, this is your time to shine. So, Bloodborne, the stuff that you got to see at VGX and at the PlayStation Experience. Did you see anything new about Bloodborne that maybe nobody else saw, but you being the Dark Souls super fan that you are? Or what, give me the lore on the Bloodborne.
Give me the lore, give me the lore.
Pretty much, all they showed really was, they showed I guess a different boss from the beta. Well, two of them, one Friday, one Saturday. And on both of those, they showed the multiplayer, which they've never showed, but it was playable on the beta, although I never got to try that multiplayer out. It was too confusing for me at the time. But outside of that, no. I mean, yeah, it looked great to me, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just know money was in that trailer.
Stop it now.
Oh, you know I'm talking about that dude, like that ghost thingy that looked like he had the scream mask on his face and he had the guns.
It must stop either way.
But yeah, it was a Bloodborne that comes out early next year. That actually got delayed. It comes out in March now, don't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so, which is that, honestly, I don't care what anybody says, that was a business move, because they all knew that the order was coming out in February, and they're like, we're not going to put one of these games out to die. Like, we got to spread them out. Smart decision.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also why I think The Witcher sort of delayed until a month, but there was nothing else scheduled, but that's just me.
Who knows?
Speaking
Those
of which,
guys are known for not releasing their games until they are absolutely positively happy with its quality, so...
This is true.
Who knows?
Which I guess, since I just mentioned that, yes, The Witcher got delayed by 12 weeks. It actually doesn't come out until May 19th now.
Yep.
Which is a special day for Kane. But... Money understands the joke.
I was gonna say, I don't get it.
Well, no, WWE had a storyline back when Kane's movie was coming out, that because they came out on May 19th, and every week on TV, he heard some voices in his head talking about May 19th, and he went crazy. I don't know, it was fucking stupid. Yeah. See No Evil was a pretty good movie, though.
Move along.
So, moving on. So, also the PlayStation Experience was Until Dawn. Now, this has to be like the easiest way to say it, that the 80s horror flick version of Heavy Rain.
Yep.
And it looks pretty badass and pretty creepy.
Uh-huh.
So what
Michael
they did,
Myers' brother look-alike?
So what they did was they did a live stage demo, and pretty much the guy who played the demo, and the fans were like yelling like what decision he should do, which was pretty fun to see actually.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
The game, just like Heavy Rain, and it's in terms of like, so it will use like every feature that this controller has. Like I saw, like there was one moment to where like I forgot if he was like peeking like through a crack on like a desk or something.
Controller still.
Yeah, you had to hold the light bar inside of a certain spot of the screen or whatever. You know, so they're gonna use a lot of shit like that, which is pretty cool.
I also remember another part where she was closing a door. They showed like the guy moving the controller to the left to like latch it down and stuff. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. So they pretty much said this game, like, you know, you pretty much decide how your game turns out based on your own decisions. Sounds familiar, right? But it's still very cool. I like the concept, and it's definitely one of those games to where, I mean, based off gameplays, like, that game relies heavily on like its story and stuff, and with it being like a horror movie type game, you really don't expect that much of the story. You expect it to just be fun. So honestly, based off what I saw, I'm pretty much sold on picking it up.
It's quite fun.
And it's also running. It's also running on the Killzone Shadowfall engine as well. So
yeah, it is
also
quite
pretty
cool
cool
to look at.
And that game has come a long way from that PlayStation Move game it once was like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep, I remember that trailer still. I remember that was actually making me want to get a Move.
Yep, I remember that. That was at Gamescom that year. I remember that. But
good times.
Good, yeah, it was good times. Good times. So, Until Dawn, you pretty much know what you're getting with that if you just watch the gameplays and things like that, and it's gonna be. I'll put it, if you like your games like your Heavy Rains, or if you like your Beyond Two Souls, but from a different studio, you know, hey, movies gotta have different genres. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
If you don't, this one probably isn't gonna change your mind. But
exactly.
If you do, yeah, by all means, definitely give it a check out.
So, that leaves us with The Order. Now, The Order just looks badass. Game.
I still feel like they're having trouble presenting it, though.
They are.
Overall.
I could agree with that.
They are.
I think it looks great. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna get it at launch. But they keep on showing. They're having trouble showing. I think because they want to keep a lot of the cool parts secret. I think. They're still just kind of showing bits and pieces of it, and people just can't really get a grasp of what makes it unique from most other games. But from what I have looked up, like if you look it up more in depth instead of just seeing what they present, like on a normal stage demo, then there is quite a bit to the game besides just, you know, cover shooting and that's it. You know, they've in fact, I remember I was watching this IGN thing on it where they got to play a demo and they said there's stealth sections, puzzle sequences. It sounded, you know, like there's a lot more to it than what they've been showing. So I'm quite excited to see how it'll all pan out overall.
It's just one of those games where it's like a lot of people just really don't know like the direction of the game. Like we understand the setting and everything, but we really don't know like what's going on in the story exactly. But everyone can agree it's like when you see the game running, it's freaking incredible to see.
That is true.
But
definitely a very, very attractive looking game.
So either way, I know I'm out to that game day one. There's no denying that. I do know that that game is confirmed to be single player only. No multiplayer in that game whatsoever. So that is single player only. So it's definitely going to rely heavily on the story. So it must be something really intriguing. And maybe they're just trying their hardest to not spoil anything.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm definitely going to be out to that. Definitely a game worth looking at if you haven't.
And I mean, Ready at Dawn does have a pretty good track record already. They worked on both the PSP God of Wars.
Exactly.
Both of them were. In fact, I'd say Ghost of Sparta is probably my second favorite in the series, only behind Part 2.
Yeah, so. Ghost of Sparta is pretty badass. Yeah, so. Both PSP games were very good games. The PSP has some very good spin-off titles of the major franchises, especially that Resistance.
Oh yeah, God, Retribution was fantastic. I loved it.
It was. It really was. That's what made the Resistance on the Vita so heartbreaking. But anyway,
Burning Skies.
Hey, that was the easiest platinum ever. One of them anyway. So yeah, definitely the Sony exclusives were there. They also showed, for all the baseball fans out there, Puig is going to be on the cover of the show next year, huh?
Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, they showed that. And then they also showed that San Diego Studios working on some free-to-play game called Kill Strain. It's like a twin-stick shooter, but I'm not very into free-to-play models, so that sort of lost me right at that sentence. I know a lot of people are, but it's not for me. And then they also had David Jaffe come out, and he revealed his new game, which is called Drawn to Death? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Drawn to Death, and it's pretty much, it's a multiplayer-focused game that takes place inside of like a 13-year-old's notebook. The art style and everything is really crazy. The game is as weird as you would expect from a David Jaffe game. The best way I could describe it is like a third-person, crazy-looking
arena shooter.
It's like a Twisted Metal meets Unreal Tournament type game. And it's like I said, looks really cool. It's very gruesome, very strange, very Jaffe-like. And the studio that's helping him make the game, believe it or not, they also worked on a game. So it's San Diego studio, but they also worked on a little game on the PS3 called Pain, which
yes, I love that game.
Yeah, I love Pain as well. So you know, between that and then David Jaffe, who's worked on obviously Twisted Metal, God of War, Calling All Cars, whatever else he's done. So, you know, that game, as weird as it looks, I guarantee if you pick it up and play it, it'll probably be fun as hell.
Wait, quick question. Pain was that game to where you slingshot
that dummy? You slingshot the guy.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Like,
well, let's see what he... Yeah. If you're working with them, let's see.
That game was pretty fun.
That game was pretty... And you could do, like, tricks and stuff when you're flying in the air.
Yeah.
And then,
like,
yeah, I love that game.
If your guy started losing momentum, you could, like, try to push him over to something to try
I spent a lot of time on Pain back in, like, 2008.
Oh, yeah. Me and my friends, that was what we played all the time at launch.
P-A-I-N! P-A-I-N!
Yep. That theme song.
Oh man, they need that PS4 remake. But yeah. So Drawn to Death, like I said, David Jaffe has his following. I mean, the game, like I said, it's a game that I would definitely try. It's my type of game, but I'm curious to see like how balanced that game could possibly be when it comes to being balanced in like in any type of like an online arena shooter or anything like that. So, yeah, PlayStation experience. Yeah, am I forgetting anything from that show? I know I am. No Man's Sky.
And that's not even it yet. But I'll talk about what's next after that.
Okay, well, we'll get started with No Man's Sky. So, Money and Lyric had a funny conversation about that earlier.
We did. See, folks, Money seems to believe, if you will, that the director is hinting at No Man's Sky is pretty much playing like Grand Theft Auto online.
Well, more so like DayZ. That would be a better example.
See, I do not see that at all. And me and Money were in a pretty heated debate about it.
I mean, the whole idea that vibe that I've been getting from the game, even though because I like these type of games, is sort of like DayZ, where they put you in this big map universe or whatever, and don't provide you with missions or any story or anything like that, but like just they implore you to explore and like create your own story and fun. That's what I've pretty much been seeing.
But you see, I didn't see it like that because he does give you a goal in the game. I mean, your goal is to get to the center of the universe, whereas in DayZ, it's pretty much a multiplayer shooter game. Even if, you know,
pretty much.
Yeah, it does have some survival stuff, but most people are just going to play it to shoot people. But, yeah, I don't know. And I also believe that we still just haven't seen or heard enough about it to really get a grasp on what it's really like yet. But regardless, I am intrigued by the game. It looks fun. Yeah, it looks interesting. Yeah. I'm just excited to see more of just what the heck it's about.
One thing we can all agree on, the game looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And the game will sound fantastic. So get your headsets out, get all that, because the game will be pretty good. Definitely. There's an award for Indie Game of the Year. Next year, I have no fucking idea what game will win that, but I know that that game is definitely one of the front runners based off the hype train.
There's only one other that I can think of that could take the cake. I think you know what's coming, big guy.
This is the game that you were talking about earlier, wasn't it?
The Killing Floor 2. I mean, anybody that has Steam and has downloaded that game, you know exactly how fun that game is. And I'm very excited to see the sequel coming to PS4. And you can be guaranteed that I will be playing that day one a lot. And I can't wait, especially to see the new Patriarch. Whatever he's like, because again, anyone who's played that game, you know the Patriarch. And oh man, as fun as he was on PC, I think he'll be even cooler with the next-gen graphics and next-gen advancements they're making to the systems in the game. And yeah, it's gonna be good. Killing Floor 2. And if you haven't played that game, I implore you to maybe just find someone who has just a decent PC. You don't really need a super-powered PC to run it, honestly. Just implore you to find someone who does have that game and just give it a try. Because there have been a lot of survival shooter games, you know, where, you know, it's just surviving hordes and hordes of, you know, enemies like that. But I still firmly believe no game has done it better than Killing Floor. By a long shot. So, there you go. Killing Floor 2.
Killing Floor 2. Now, the game is scheduled to come out next year. So, definitely, that game, like this, think about like the list of, we'll just stick to straight up, we've already talked about like The Order, Until Dawn, Uncharted, Bloodborne, The Witcher, Batman, you know,
Forest also looks really good too.
Yeah, but now it's just saying, like, we've talked about all these super duper omega AAA games that are coming out next year, you know, Battlefield, and, you know, your usual COD, and all that stuff. But, you look at just the indie games that are coming out next year. No Man's Sky, Killing Floor 2, The Witness, freaking The Forest, you know, A Drift, like all these games that are they're in a way they're comparable, and it's like, it's gonna be a crazy year for gaming next year. That is my personal favorite indie game coming out next year is Hotline Miami 2, which also has its fan base.
That it does. Hotline Miami was a pretty darn fun game indeed.
So I mean, next year overall, like I am going to go on a limb right now and say from this fall, I mean, I know there's a lot of issues with some of these games, but from this fall, starting with like Destiny coming out all the way until the end of next year, may be like one of the greatest periods in gaming ever when it's all said and done, with the amount of games that are looking to be fantastic coming out.
My thing is, we even skipped on what Nintendo showed at the VGA.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit, but you had to leave because of Holoscope's mic, NAT type. But yeah, Nintendo next year. I mean, yeah, we've only focused on PlayStation for 2015. we haven't focused on. I mean, now I could step away real quick. This past weekend, yes, Microsoft was very non-existent. Very non-existent. But to their credit, they do have their list of their own exclusives scheduled to come out next year. So I will give them that.
Microsoft even still a game studio? Is Xbox even still out?
Yeah, they are a host scope. Don't you worry. They got that Halo 5 coming, and they will make the bank on the Halo 5.
They will. Hey, I'll put it to you this way: they were not existent last. They were not existent last weekend, but they broke the record for most consoles ever sold on a Black Friday.
That is true. So they got something going for them.
When you give consoles out for almost free, you gotta buy them.
Well, I wouldn't say it was almost free, but they
cost about $350.
Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. A family member of mine bought one of those Xbox. It was like, nah, you gotta return that. Told him you gotta get the PS4. So you know what she did? She returned it and got the PS4.
A friend of mine got an Xbox as a Christmas gift for his brother, actually. He got that Assassin's Creed bundle.
Now that bundle is
I explained to her
Xbox for that.
And we all know this is true, like how Sony is more like family orientated in a way, as in like with their game selection. What you got?
I'd say they're about even.
I mean, Little
family,
Big Planet, Lego, and all that other stuff.
However, you know, Microsoft, they have Project. What is that called?
Project Spark.
Spark. That's it. Yeah.
Let's be serious. They wouldn't want to play that. Let's be. My cousins wouldn't want to play that.
Looked pretty good. Yeah, I thought Project Spark looked pretty good.
Yeah,
I have nothing against Microsoft. I just can't live without Naughty Dog, and that's why I got PlayStation.
I just can't live without all my platformers. I'm trying to pass it on
generation after generation. You know that Naughty Dog, so you know I gotta.
Here's the thing: as much as I can say Microsoft was non-existent this past week, and really they have been. Like I said this to Money. If I was a new gamer and I just tried to get into gaming and I started from the VGAs to the end of the PlayStation experience, I would only know about Sony and Nintendo.
That is true. That's a pretty true statement.
And I would think that all the biggest games come out on there because those are like the most hyped up games. But now, me not being a new gamer and knowing things, I do know that next year is a huge year for all three major companies. We went down Sony's list, and that's just the list that we know of right now.
They didn't show like Guerrilla Games' new IP that they're still working on in secret. I'm really, really dying to hear what that game is like, honestly.
Because I mean, like we can go through like the exclusives, for instance, for Sony. We'll just stick with like their home run hitters that usually gets them. Or well, in this case, a lot of them are new IP. But like Until Dawn, that's one. The Order, that's another one. Bloodborne, that's 3. Uncharted, that's 4. MLB The Show, that's 5. The rest of them, the Ratchet and Clank remake, 6. Yeah.
The big third-party announcement of Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 7, and then any indie games that's only on PS4. No Man's Sky, that's the huge one. But so like if you add up like everything, including like indies and stuff like that, you're probably looking at like definitely got to be like 15 plus exclusives on the PS4 next year. And like I said, that's not including.
I'm not gonna lie.
So now,
next year's gonna be rough.
Now that I've mentioned that, let's go over to the Microsoft side real quick. They have their Halo 5 that we all know about. They have Quantum Break that we all know about. They have Crackdown 3 that we all know about.
Correct.
They have.
Correct.
They have they announced quite a few games at freaking E3.
That one game.
There's the game that Platinum Games is working on for them.
Oh yeah,
Phantom Dust.
Phantom Dust. That's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, so that's 5. So that's 5 exclusives right there, and they're all those were supposed to come out next year. And I'm sure that they have other games in the works too that we just don't know about yet.
The big Tomb Raider timed exclusive.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider. That's 6. Yeah. Was Gears scheduled for next year? I don't remember.
Oh no. Gears ain't coming out for a while still.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect to see that until at least 2017 probably.
So, I mean, and like I said, that's all we know for...
Said a peep about it, really. Other than they just bought the license, that's about all we know about that game.
And like I said, that's all we know from them for now, but even then, a list of 7 or 8 exclusives, that's pretty good in a fucking year.
Shout out to Epic. I mean, they're just straight up not even making games anymore. They're just doing their engine, and that's it. Like, man.
This is true.
I remember Epic Games, like, they used to be big. Now they're used for that engine, and that is it.
So now we've covered Sony, and we covered Microsoft. Last but not least, Nintendo. So we want to talk about the games that they got coming out next year that are exclusive. Well, let's see. You got Kirby. You got that freaking Xenoblade Chronicles X. You got that freaking Zelda U. You got Star Fox U. You got
which is apparently somehow coming out before Zelda.
Zelda, and they're both scheduled to come out next year. Yeah.
But we haven't seen anything on Star Fox really, outside of a very blurry image of Miyamoto playing the game.
I'm telling you, they're just gonna randomly have a Nintendo Direct just out of nowhere for Star Fox.
I wouldn't put past them.
Yoshi's Woolly World comes out next year. That's 5. Splatoon comes out. That's 6. Devil's Third. That's 7.
Don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out next year.
No, I mean, I don't know about it in terms of
the game. I'm not giving up hope on it. Usually, I will say, usually Nintendo's very keen. If it's an exclusive, they're very keen on not releasing it. Unless it's
Sonic Boom.
if they have any type of helping hand in it, if they have any type of helping hand in it, they usually try not to, you know,
Ladies and gentlemen, MKGUY's favorite Wii U title is Sonic Boom. So
good God, download the demo. Greatest game of all time. Yeah, I've spent many podcast episodes talking about Sonic Boom, and let me tell you, I feel like a fucking idiot. But here's the thing.
Aren't you?
That game.
Aren't you?
That game gets me so excited to see the potential of what Sonic Team could do next year. Hopefully next year, or 2016, whenever Sonic PS4 comes out, because good God.
I was hoping they actually, you know, don't use it as a nasty year.
After I've gone through the list of everything that comes out next year, I really hope that game doesn't come out next year at this point, because, yeah, I do, but I don't. Like,
oh, it will. It's Sonic.
Yeah, they usually come out every other year. This is true. There hasn't been one on PlayStation since Sonic Generations, which would be 4 years next year. So.
Man, has it really been 4 years since Generations?
2011, next year's 2015.
That does not feel like it's been that long.
It does not. But
maybe it's because we got that Sonic Boom, it just kind of...
Well, for me, because Sonic Lost World came out in 2013, so that would continue the every other year trend, but still, it's pretty... Well, shoot, Arkham City came out in 2011, so next year it would be 4 years since that game came out too. I mean, they had the, you know, the prequel or whatever in there, but that wasn't Rocksteady. But yeah, so that's Nintendo. So what I stopped at 7. They have other stuff, and that's not even including like the 3DS titles. And I can't mention Vita titles because I mean, let's be real. But
Sony announced a few Vita titles.
They did, but they weren't the ones that we care about. You know, speaking of which,
they weren't.
Speaking of which, Corgan, I was listening to the newest episode of Podcast Beyond this morning, and someone actually sent them, "Did you hear anything about Gravity Rush 2?" And they said no. And then Brian Otano, he was like, "Man, why haven't they said anything about that game yet?" And then they started talking about how everyone's convinced that it's a PS4 title. And then Colin was like, "That's a shame because Vita needs its games." But then everybody's like, "Yeah, but at this point, we all just want Gravity Rush somewhere."
Yeah, that's the truth.
Like, yes, I know Vita needs its games. Like, it's the thing. Like, everybody's like,
I don't
Gravity
care
Rush.
what system it's on. I just need my Gravity Rush.
I'm just convinced if they do Gravity Rush 2 on the 4, they have to remake 1 in the similar engine on the 4 as well, so everyone knows the story, because it's a continuation.
Yep.
That's the... Maybe that is what's taking... Maybe that is what's taking so long. Maybe they're doing, like, what they did with Bayonetta on the Wii. Like, maybe they're just doing that with Gravity Rush. That would be a badass package to pick up.
That it would. You can be sure I would be one of them.
What if that was like one of like their random announcements for next year? Just boom, here we.
Oh, God.
Oh man, I didn't even like mention like some of the exclusives that come out next year on PlayStation. Persona 5 comes out. Freaking good. Yeah, I forgot some. Persona 5 comes out. Hot Shots Golf 6 comes out. What else? Oh no, Sony has a lot of their franchises coming out next year. It makes you wonder what are they gonna be doing in 2016. But anyway,
that Gorilla IP, and we lost
that Sly 5. It's time. Actually, I'm convinced that they actually are gonna. They're probably just being quiet about it, but I almost guarantee they're gonna release a Sly game the year the movie comes out.
And ladies and
why
gentlemen,
wouldn't they?
I'm guessing that Money is having technical difficulties because he is no longer in the party at the present moment.
he is not, and I just noticed, but we'll be all right. With that being said. Yeah, so there's lots of games coming out across all three major companies next year. But here's the thing. Next year, so this year Dragon Age won Game of the Year.
Hey, clap it up.
Next year?
Good for them. I actually went to go pick up Dragon Age, by the way, people, and it was sold out.
It was sold out. The hype was real.
Completely sold out.
So Lear picked up my personal favorite choice for Game of the Year, Bayonetta 2.
Well, I don't know if I'd consider Game of the Year. We all know my Game of the Year. That's got to be Far Cry 4. Hands down the best first-person shooter I've played in literally years, maybe even decades. That game is
take that, Destiny. Sorry.
Oh, Destiny is very good. But, man, it can't hold a candle to that Far Cry 4. I won't lie.
Destiny should have been what it was really meant to be. But they had some staff changes, and obviously that resulted in the game that we have today.
No, I mean, and Destiny is getting better. I mean,
it's getting better.
Yeah, they got some cool ideas with it.
The initial product of Destiny was supposed to be totally different.
No.
Another story for another time, though.
Yep. All I know is that Far Cry 4 is the real deserver of Game of the Year, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know about that. Dragon Age.
Did you play Far Cry?
No.
Then don't talk.
You play Dragon Age. You play Dragon Age.
Don't talk. I mean, I'm sure Dragon Age is good, but it's literally been since I have not enjoyed a first-person shooter as much as I enjoy Far Cry since like Halo 2.
Ooh, Halo 2, my favorite first-person shooter ever.
I mean, that is just how good that game is. It is literally probably my favorite since Halo 2.
The moment, real talk, the moment I hear that Master Chief Collection servers are up and running, man, like that Xbox One maybe, because the Halo 2, I just hold it too near and dear. But yeah. So yeah,
crazy
definitely.
How they're still having them issues though.
It's not as bad as Drive Club yet.
I don't know. I mean, apparently Drive Club is working for some people. Finally.
I'm just waiting on that Plus Edition. Yeah, they're gonna give us a Plus Edition in January. Like we know there's no games in January, so here you go. Plus.
There you go. But I mean, my brother has that Halo collection, and he's still pissed about the fact that he cannot find a match. He says it's gotten slightly better, but it's still a struggle.
Like, I just thought about like the list of like exclusive games dropping next year, and the fact that I forgot some that were even coming out on PlayStation. That for a lot of people, because we consider pretty major, that's pretty. Man, Overload is real. The overload is real. So pretty much for all gamers, like unless you're a billionaire, what I need you to do is stop eating out, save your cash, and get the games, because there's gonna be a lot of games coming out. Especially if you have, now you're really in trouble if you have multiple systems. That's when you're really in trouble. But
R.I.P. to your pockets.
Yeah,
indeed.
I didn't even mention Codename Steam on the 3DS from the guys that made Fire Emblem.
Yes. Oh man, I can't wait for that one too. That one and Star Fox are my two the most look forward to Nintendo titles.
Mine would be Star Fox and Zelda, of course.
With Zelda, of course, yeah. So that's like a gimme.
Yeah, that is a gimme. Yeah. But here's what I was getting at earlier is Dragon Age won Game of the Year this year, but next year with so many companies dropping their heavy hitters. What the heck?
It's got to be a bloodbath, I'm telling you. Next year is...
I mean, Metal Gear, Batman, Uncharted, Halo. Heck, what if Quantum Break comes out and it's an awesome Remedy game? You know, Zelda.
We'd be here all night if we were to name all the games.
I'm pretty sure all three major companies, I'm pretty sure their major game will be nominated, and then it's just like games like Metal Gear and Batman will fill in like the gap.
I'm done watching.
So, but it's just
Uncharted demo boost.
I finished Uncharted, I finished the No Man's Sky, and I finished the Killing Floor.
Killing Floor 2.
Killing Floor looks like a type of game I'll pick up day one.
Yeah, doesn't it? That's my boy Boost.
Like that dude with the chainsaw. Wow, that's going.
Uh-oh. There's only us two left.
Hang on. We're working on it. Lots of technical difficulties, but we're getting our guy back. There's McGuy. He's back.
Killing Floor looks awesome.
That Killing Floor. That Killing Floor. You know,
like the samurai sword is broken.
You were echoing something.
Yo, man, the technical difficulties are real.
I think you need to hurry this up too, because my meter dying out. I don't know where to charge it at.
Well, real quick, I just want to touch on one last thing before we go. Next year, that fighting game scene, though, like we went a whole year with nothing but Injustice on the PS4, but that all changes next year.
That all changes next year.
We got Tekken 7, we got Mortal Kombat X, we got Dead or Alive 5, we got Street Fighter, Ultra Street Fighter 4. Hell, even Guilty Gear just came out this week. That's 5 fighting games.
That Virtual Fighter.
Every major fighting game except for Virtual Fighter. Yep, it's you sort of just wonder in your head scratch what's going on here.
Yep. Maybe Sega's just like, we'll let them all fight it out for next year. We'll just take it in 2016.
That could be the case. But then again, not because Street Fighter 5 will be out in 2016, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but at least that's just one piece of competition.
Yeah, let them come out the beginning of the year, you come out the end of the year. Nah, I guess.
Plus, you know, Street Fighter, that's a 2D fighter. Virtual Fighter is 3D.
Yeah, this is true.
Different audiences.
Namco dropping 2 3D fighters next year, that Tekken and that Pokken and stuff. But,
I forgot about that stupid game. Sorry, Pokemon.
That's all.
I'm just not.
That is also a Wii U exclusive.
I'm not feeling that game.
Nonetheless, definitely next year is going to be me. I plan on picking up a majority of those games I just listed, to be completely honest with you.
Everything but Tekken for me.
Me will be pretty much everything.
The only fighting game I never liked.
We'll convince some fans. Don't worry. We'll get them on there.
Recording on this too. Everything but
see, my boy Boost has my back.
So you getting DBZ? That's what you saying, though, Corey.
DBZ. I didn't mention that one.
Well, I'm afraid I am not getting that one. I cannot get you.
Nah,
we'll get him to pick one. We'll get him to commit one. Is either Dragon Ball Z or Tekken.
That is definitely not good.
You know, part of me believes if we put a gun to his head, he would probably pick Dragon Ball Z over Tekken. Like,
I probably would. I ain't gonna lie. At the very least, at least it'd be something funny that I can make fun of. It's just, I mean, Tekken, it's just too easy, you know? I mean...
Nonetheless, next year is definitely going to be a year for all gamers of all types. You're going to have your platformers, your adventure games, your shooters, your fighting games, your sports games are always there, but your indie games...
On that note, I believe we should go ahead and try to wrap it all up.
And that's what we're gonna do. We got people to go. We got people to see, places to go, beds to sleep in. So, with that being said, I don't know what happened to Money. R.I.P. We love you. We miss you. Come back soon. This has been a great show, and real quick, we have to do the Boost Dust segment. Boost, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I was doing something. I was like, no, it's not.
No worries, Boost. We'll wait.
Sorry about that, guys. I was currently doing something. Now I'm back, and it is time for the classical. What games have you been playing?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's
been a while.
Since I would say.
So I'm gonna start off with Corgan. So Corgan, what have you been playing this week?
Well,
I mean, for the past months too.
Yeah, it's been a while. I got a few things to cover. Let's see. Assassin's Creed Unity. Yeah, I will. Assassin's Creed Unity. Far Cry 4. Love it.
I need to
highly recommend that game. Yeah, highly recommend that game. Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. And Bayonetta 2. Well, I haven't started part 2 yet. I'm still on the first one for the Wii U. And I believe that pretty much covers it for me, actually.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead.
Alright, so Scopes, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and just getting back into Destiny with the DLC.
You first-person shooter hoe, you.
Aww.
No, you Activision hoe, you.
Or that.
That Activision. That
hey, he does have Dragon Age, people. Calm down. He's okay.
Yeah, I'll show up Dragon
He's
Age.
just...
I do want to get Dragon Age, but I don't want to play without playing the first two, but I might just have to accept defeat.
I would accept defeat. You didn't miss much.
He accepts all defeat.
Now, when that Mass Effect comes out, then the BioWare hoe within me will truly come out, but until then...
Space. Alright.
God.
So, MK, what have you been playing?
NBA 2K, WWE 2K, which fucking, the game looks great, the single player is great, but everything else fucking sucks. Like, after you finish it, you're just waiting on DLC to come out. GTA 5 on PS4, I have been really enjoying that. Smash Brothers on Wii U, Corgan owns my soul on there, but nobody else does. Been playing a lot of Madden, and of course Bayonetta 2. That pretty much covers that. I just hopped back on Destiny for the first time today, and God knows how long.
As did I, yeah.
Still don't know if it really changed my feelings about that game, but I will say when I played the Crucible again, it was pretty fun. Yeah, it pretty much covers it, Blues.
Right.
Well, Smash Brothers on the 3DS. Shout out to Monty.
I haven't even touched it ever since I got the Wii U version.
And yes, Monty is still alive. He's in the lab. He's making YouTube videos or whatever he does. And if you're wondering what he's playing WWE 2K, NBA 2K, Smash Brothers on the 3DS by himself now, and he's also playing Pokemon on the 3DS.
Let's clarify which version of NBA 2K.
The PS3 version, because of crew mode. With Mr. Money and with a future guest on the show, Jay Killer.
I'll probably see him in 2016.
Yeah, probably 2016. We'll see him on the Wii U. Maybe we'll have to record me and him video chatting each other on there. I'll draw on his face. Okay. Have you ever done the video chat on there, Corgan? It's quite funny.
No,
you can draw.
I'm good on that.
You can draw on the person that you're video chatting with, like.
Oh, that's so innovative and so
yeah,
great.
you could draw a set of nuts on their forehead and laugh at them. But that's what I've been playing, Boost.
All right. Okay. What have I been playing this? Yeah, whole time. Anyway, just got back on Destiny because DLC came out. Went Tuesday. Same day. Also been playing some NBA 2K15. Swish. My God, they have made the game better. Thank you 2K for updating. You know, for that patch. Bastards took so damn long. But WWE, I don't know. You recently just told me that your friend traded in the game and you hardly got anything, so I think I'm taking the L with that one for that one. You know?
Might as well just embrace that. I mean, the single player is good, but you know, after that, that's perhaps.
Got a lot of
anyway,
issues
let's see. I've been playing The Crew. The Crew recently came out.
Oh yeah, I got The Crew as well. The game is very pretty, very pretty.
Yep, I love that game. What else?
Max Payne.
That's it. Yeah. GTA, of course. That's it. Max Payne. Yeah.
Pac-Man has the greatest music. Pac-Man and Mega Man have the greatest music in Smash Brothers. Just throwing it out there.
Nigga did the Kanye.
And, well, shoot, you can throw in any of those games. Screw that.
Yeah, it's true. Smash Brothers may be one of like the best game soundtracks of all time, and it's cheating because it's classic music. Go ahead.
That's it.
All right.
Not what he said.
Mr. Money,
what I said.
Mr. Money, what have you been playing? Oh, you know, I've been playing, you know, some 2K, some Destiny, some Madden. 2K on the PS3. Yeah. And all my controllers break when I touch them. Yeah, it's true. Oh, and everybody got that Injustice now. Maybe you'll see the Coast to Coast Gaming Central Injustice stream.
Coast to Coast Gaming Central Battle Royale.
Man,
I mean,
hey, Host Ghost,
freed up.
Hey, Host Ghost, tell Corgo what happened during the Raw commercial break. I'm just playing.
Sounds like there's some bad blood there.
There's lots of bad blood.
I don't recall.
I don't recall. See, folks, everyone here at Coast to Coast Gaming has what we like to call selective memory.
It's the best kind of memory to have.
The best kind of memory.
With that being said, thank you for listening to Coast Gaming Central Podcast, episode 22. Can you believe episode 21 was October 2nd? We've been slacking, but it's okay. Slacking. We're back.
Alright,
we've been slacking. Monty hasn't been slacking. Hey, as much as I make fun of Monty, we gotta applaud him for keeping us alive and well.
Thanks,
with
Monty.
his YouTube video getting over 18,000 views, we really appreciate that. Yes, it did.
Oh my God.
Monty has really kept Coast to Coast alive and well. Thank you. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's the value of W2K15. The glitches in that game have given us lots of viewership on our page. The website still exists. I think our video still posts on there. We will definitely be back on there. I actually had a few people ask me when are we going to do another podcast. Let a few people down for quite some time, but we figured what better time to come back and to sum up all this news that's been going on the past couple of days. So we'll get back on it. Actually, our 1-year anniversary of the podcast is actually coming up within like another month and a half.
Oh my God.
I gotta give away something. Nothing. I'm sorry.
So
we're giving away 2 copies of Destiny with the DLC included. We're giving away NBA 2K17.
And we're giving away
NextGen host scope.
And this will be all coming from the member of Coast to Coast Gaming Central, Money and PJ. We will have their emails located in the description below so you can spam them for your prize.
Yep. And then the winner also gets some free lessons in Mortal Kombat 10 with MKGUY. You know you want it. You'll have all those online trophies in no time. I can't guarantee a platinum though, because I'm not leaving my PS4 on.
But for real, for the year anniversary, we will come up with something, a contest of some sort. So as to the amount of subscribers that we have, if you subscribe, we will randomly pick out the subscribers. And
just because I'm curious, and we sort of did this on air all the time, Boost. With this being gone for 2 months, what is viewership like on our website now?
I do not know. I haven't been checking it, so we'll come back with that next time.
Next time, all right. Last time wasn't it around 30,000?
I don't even remember. So long ago.
Fantastic. Well, Monty is keeping us famous.
There, thank you.
Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for coming back. And definitely,
we promise we'll do a little better.
And definitely, we will actually post a link to Monty's YouTube video down here out of respect to him. He wasn't in this show, couldn't get a hold of him, but trust me, he's been writing us about doing this podcast for some time now, and he does post those videos. So watch all of his videos. They're very, very entertaining, especially the one that's entitled RVD Stays High. You don't want to miss that one. With that being said, I'm the host, MKGUY. R.I.P. Mr. Money, or I guess a god of money because he's gone.
R.I.P. PJ.
PJ will be back. Crazy Kid, didn't forget about you. We know you'll be listening to. Come back next episode. Monty, come back next episode. And I think if I didn't say PJ already, PJ. With me, got host Scope Malik Morris. You used to be a special guest, now you're just a part of the show. fuck it. Welcome aboard. Say goodbye to the people.
Alright, folks, thank you for joining us again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And sell out the city of Florida.
So mad fake.
I thought he was very presentable.
He was.
Alright,
we got the camera guy, a Boss Drake guy.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. Keep it 100. We out of here.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Got also the co-founder, Boost Dusk. I ain't gonna say who the other co-founder is.
I'm gonna keep it
That's
real.
secret. It's like Vince McMahon.
Mama, I love you.
It's Corgan, just in case y'all were wondering. I swear.
We're all founders here. Let's be real.
Thank you for listening. We're gonna stay consistent this time. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We will stay consistent this time. We'll stay consistent. We have the schedule set now. We have to do it. I said this before, and we didn't do it. But
don't say you're gonna stay consistent, and then
we may take a break on Christmas.
No, we are not taking a break on Christmas. We are going to cover this.
Actually, I mean that Christmas late night edition may be calling.
Oh yeah. Bruce, I hope you still have that saved because we're gonna use it again.
Nope. With that being said, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week.
What about me? Okay, cool. I didn't want to say bye to the people anyway.
You didn't let me finish yet. I was about to say, we'll be back next week, and before we go, the best for last, K-Lyric Corgar 117. Let the people know. Remind them who you are.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been my honor to present this podcast to you with my associates. And remember, if you ain't playing The Last of Us, you ain't one of us.
Must be playing that Uncharted 4.
Or you're playing the Uncharted. In which case, you are one of us. So, congratulations. But give yourself a pat on the back.
Quick question, Corgan. Next year, if they're not playing The Last of Us, are they not one of us, or are they just playing one of the mini games that are out?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I haven't really played The Last of Us in a little while, but it's still here in my heart. You know?
And that's really all that matters.
You don't really need to play The Last of Us at every waking moment to play
as long as
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Then you are The Last of Us.
I think we need Corgan to never say such things again, like ever.
No, I always have to have a Last of Us quote. You know that. It's tradition at this point.
I'm
going to be saying that like 6 years later.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then also, just to throw this out there real quick, before we go, just remember, if you guys have PSN money and don't know what to do with it, get Sonic Generations on PlayStation Now for 7 days for $6.99. It's fantastic, and you'll be okay.
Or use that money to get Sonic Boom for the Wii U. MKGUY recommends it.
Get Sonic Unleashed. Again, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week. And Monty, if you're listening, you're still a faggot. Alright. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you next week. And adios.
Definitely get it. Sorry.
Nothing against our faggot viewers.
Nothing against our faggot viewers.